It is still the AM Weekend Show. My name is Divine Onoha, and I'm your host for today. I'm also here with my amazing co-host. She has joined us on set.
I'm back, guys.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
I mean, I didn't miss you a lot.
This conversation.
I did too.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Okay, right now we're going to be delving into something different. I will be talking about board games in Enugu, board games in the southeastern part of Nigeria. And we have a board game developer and designer who has just joined us on set to have this conversation. His name is Tobenna Nwosu. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. I mean, back when we were younger, board games used to be something we just do for fun. We do. Ludo is board game.
It's a board game, yes. So
what is not a board game?
What is a card game?
It's a card game.
So they generally they fall under tabletop games. Board games, card games, role play games.
Okay. So I'm learning that it is not just for fun anymore. It is becoming a tool for learning. It is becoming a tool for connection and creativity. I'm hearing that in Enugu now, just like you told me, you could now have a society.
Wow.
So I rather you call it a community.
I intentionally did it that way because I'm not aware. Is it not secret codes that will not be aware of? A whole us, man, not aware.
Okay, now you are aware.
Now
so
I'm
it's
aware.
not so secret any longer. And we have been shouting it everywhere. So.
Yeah. Wonderful. So please tell us about, before I get you to tell us about this secret codes. About the community. I'd like you to tell us about board games. What really are board games? Just like Ogochukwu would have thought is
so
board game,
like the name implies board games.
Okay.
You know, you've heard of cardboard sheets. You know, it has to do with paper. So card games, paper, board games. Just the difference is that this one has a board that you play on. So they encompass different play mechanics and themes. It's also a tool for telling stories. So like Ludo, you can use it for pastime. It's also a tool to make you learn to wait your turn for kids. Like you have to wait your turn after you is you. All those soft skills. It's just like, you don't know that I can't come and tell you, I'll teach you how to be a team player but naturally when you play games, you learn to wait your turn, you learn to strategize. When you get too sicky, you know that I want to wait behind this person's house. So you learn to strategize. Sometimes it works out, sometimes you don't. So you learn to also deal with winning and losing.
Okay.
So for kids, it's a big deal because I have kids that in game clubs, when they lose, they start crying. I have to deal with that. So board games generally, they can be tools for have fun, like Ludo, the conventional games we played growing up, Ludo, Ncho, Monopoly, Scrabble, chess. Chess is like
puzzles.
Yeah, puzzles are board games as well. They help you with your cognitive ability, like knowing which piece is where. So we play that a lot in schools. Puzzles and all those word games, mathematical games. So
there's this one I'm thinking about. This one that has this wooden thing
Jenga.
With round circles that we put seeds inside.
That is the Ncho.
Ncho.
Ayo. I think Mankala is the general name.
Nice. Okay. So what drew you to board games? What drew you to this path?
I'll say fate, because I'm a network engineer, but I've always loved games growing up. My dad, I say my dad was a gamer because growing up, I was exposed to all the conventional games from Ncho, Ludo, chess, Monopoly, Snakes and Ladders, Scrabble. I played all of them growing up. So naturally, I gravitated towards when I now finally saw somebody doing this on another level, let me say on an international level, it piqued my interest. And that person was my childhood friend. I never tell my board game story without calling the name Kenichukwu Buago. Because he's I call him the father of modern tabletop games in Nigeria, because generally he brought Nigeria into the international limelight of gaming. And he's the one that led me into this career path. Even though I had the vision of going into gaming, but it was not tabletop games. It was video games, virtual reality. But now this fair was I didn't know that there was a lot of value chain to it until I entered the gaming stuff. So since 2018, I was first an enthusiast. Then 2019, I entered fully as a game master, managing the first tabletop games cafe in Nigeria.
Yeah. So, these things you down said now, I used to see games, but with the way you've explained it, it has drawn my mind to like the other parts of it, the more interesting part of it, like the cognitive reasoning and all those things. And just like you've mentioned, you hosted the first, you're managing the first board game cafe here in Nigeria. So how has it been and how has it shaped your mission so far?
Okay, so for the first 2 years of the cafes coming into existence, I was the manager for 2 years. That was from 2019 to 2021 before I relocated from Abuja to Enugu. So getting back to Enugu, I thought to myself, why don't you bring this team home? Igbo Sina and a mama known as before for 1 year.
Okay.
So I said, okay, let's do this thing here.
Son of the sun.
Yes. So we started. I started like going to events for free. I went to every hangout spot I could see. Like once I feel like this place they have a nice table that we can play games, I just go there, try to engage people. Then it was a challenge because walking up to someone that just wants to like relax, they'll be like, who is this guy? It's weird. But then some people will give me the chance and they'll be like, this game, I've never seen it before. I'll be like, okay, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to promote games, tabletop games in Enugu. And my first game night, I will not lie, my first game night in Enugu, we are just 3 people. After the whole shouting, we were just 3 people. But now, every Thursday, I average at least 25 to 30 people.
Nice.
Thursday.
That's massive.
Yeah, so it's growing and the ripple effect when people experience it. So when I tell people this is my services, they don't get it. They'll be like, is it not snakes and ladders? Is it not we are all adults? I'll be like, no, my game night is not that one. That we are playing game designed to have fun and it's not, I know we are all adults or come and get drunk.
Okay, now that is fun. That sounds fun. Like, I'm already interested. Yeah. But then, so let's get into matters. Okay, matters arising. So I've seen how you have grown from an enthusiast to someone doing it as something. I mean, it's almost like a career path at this point.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is.
So what do you say to parents? Because I know children who grow up loving games. Even though technology has come and we're hearing PSDs, PS stats, and I mean, it's for a lot of parents, it's disturbing. If you wake up in the morning and you're not sleeping or cleaning or washing or reading, you are out, you are just doing the wrong things, you are wrong. So now seeing your son, seeing your child, say his game is the only thing he knows. And there are children like that. Give them book, they will know. Give them games, they are so a lot of parents find this thing very disturbing. How do we solve that problem? Because now we're seeing it work for you. You've said that you've seen the potentials in it and all of that. How do we go about convincing parents that it's not a curse if your child loves games?
Okay, so like you said, you came with watching, reading. So I believe there's time for everything as well. In as much as we all love games, because growing up, I was one of those people they called on game. I played games a lot. So it became a reward system. They knew, okay, this guy likes games.
Yes.
Okay, just give me A's in this so and so subject. And believe me, I'll give you those A's in those subjects. So you let me play games.
Okay.
So I believe if you notice your child loves games, instead of holding him or her back, just try and maybe now know the type of games they play. So they're educational games that both bring fun and increase your learning. So word games are a way, there are these games, instant words. It keeps you thinking on your feet. Maybe they say things you can find in the living room. Person to shout out the correct answer first, gets the card. So those things, it gets you thinking on your feet. It's a fun game as well as it lets you also learn vocabulary. You even learn things that you didn't know existed in the living room before. So for parents that look at this, there are a lot of creative ways. First, graphic designing. That is another value chain to it. A child might just love the graphics in a game. It might not necessarily be all about the game. It might be the art they are seeing in the game. Maybe he's an artist.
Okay. So it might inspire them.
Yes, it might inspire them. There's also even creating the game itself is a value chain because you can get your games, create it and sell them. And is a lifetime income something. If you create a game that people like, from today to even when you die, they'll keep ordering that game. So it's also a way to create, generational wealth.
We have to deep dive into that because I really want to know how everybody is making money.
Trouble. That's why in schools, people that can't learn through like whiteboard, we have these we call them kinesthetic learners. We learn through games. We call it gamification. We make maths fun for them. So when there is like rewards, children like to say, I won you in this game. And when you like say, okay, this color and this color is for, so they have different ways to solve complex problems and you make it learning fun for them. Like that, it makes them, like me, I learned physics because my physics teacher in SS1 was a storyteller. He always told me, I sat down with Isaac Newton. So when I teach kids in the class, I'll be like, when you see this, it's not a math problem. Look at this color. Do you like colors? Yes. So I try to tailor the game to what the kids like and I explain them down to their level. And believe me, when they go to the class, when they are seeing those problems, they picture it as maybe art, story, and they get the solution.
Okay, so I mean, unfortunately, we've run out of time.
No problem.
I hope that we have this conversation more of it because there are other things to delve into. I mean,
so
but,
it's a growing community.
Yes.
We have game club in schools, game events every Thursday, game nights every Thursday.
Game nights. Where's that?
At Fudopolis every
I've
Thursday
heard
from
about it.
5 p.m. till 9 p.m.
Okay.
So we also have one-off events. We do events everywhere, social events, corporate events.
I think I've seen him somewhere. I've seen you on several occasions. I mean, events now.
Yeah.
Hey, you just
Capri Sun and Booze, Kiddish.
Yeah.
So even Tech on Wine, Tech Fest, all those.
That's
they
really
incorporate
nice.
games into everything.
You know, I'm saying that we'll have this conversation again because I really need us to delve into the money generation part of the whole thing.
Sure.
You have not really you never took clear me for that area.
That's where you want
you have not really employment and all of that. You have not cleared me there. So for now, I'm a typical African parent. But I encourage parents, please, by all means. I like what he said about reward system. You can make it a reward system for your children. When they read their books, they do their assignments, they do their chores at home, you reward them with games. Just maybe, or, you know, you're building or paving the way for the next big graphics designer, like you said, or
game designer,
game developer, and you just cannot tell what can come out of it. So please don't shut them down. Just try to create a balance.
Yeah, balance is very important.
That's some good motivation. I think we've given
balance.
You so much today. From the newspaper review to our trip around the region, to our conversation about tech, our conversation about trade fairs in Enugu, and we have just wrapped it up with our conversation about board games. Something light and something beautiful, just to ensure that you have a beautiful weekend this weekend. My name is Divine Onoha. I hate to say goodbye, but this is me calling it a wrap. Have a lovely day.
And my name is Ogochukwu Osai. I am wrapping here, but we'll see you on News Today.